Well, earlier this spring, I was sitting in my office minding my own business when my good friend and fellow hunter Walt Griffin walked in and said, "Let's do an American buffalo hunt."
Sounded great to me.
Why a buffalo hunt?
I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do. Go out there, Wyoming, see the big herds. It took us a tough time to find out a free-ranging group that we could find rather than them penned up, but we did find it and we did go out and hunt them. It was interesting.
Well, to spice it up a little bit, you wanted to do it old school. Tell me about that.
Well, old school means that we tried to use reproduction weapons that were around in the 1870s when the buffalo hunters were out there. I used a sharp 45-70, one shot, a tang sight on it, and you threw in a muzzleloader you're going to use.
Open sights for both of us, and I
Absolutely.
got to hand it to you. You made a great shot on your buffalo. The outfitter, Western Gateway Outfitters, Russ Roberts, he did a great job. Great accommodations.
Great accommodations. Several other hunters were in there, and then we had stomp around and find the herd of buffalo.
Finding the herd wasn't really that difficult. Trying to get a shot and separating them was kind of a challenge.
That's correct, because they're all run together, they're all close. When we first got up close to them, they're about 160 yards away, and by the time that you and I had an opportunity to find an animal to harvest, it was 200 yards, 250 yards, and they all stayed together. They didn't move around.
You took your animal first, which was kind of interesting, almost like turkeys. Once one is down, the rest of them kind of gather around it.
Right, you can understand why in 1870 you wiped out the buffalo herd, because if you shoot one, it goes down, they just stand around and look at it, and then several of them will start going off, and then the whole herd goes off. You got to chase them, get set up again, but it was interesting. It was different hunting.
Well, I use that muzzleloader because we were trying to develop some open sights, not scopes, for fellas that hunt out west, because you can't use scopes out there and you can't use fiber optics. So I had a set of prototype sights that I was trying, and I had to get within 100 yards. I did that. I made a good shot. He walked off. One of the biggest concerns to the outfitter and to the rancher, they didn't want him getting in a place where he couldn't get a truck in there to get them.
Because they're so huge, and to take care of them, to get them out of there, it's a major undertaking.
You know, Walt, you're right. Huge animals, a lot of meat.
Absolutely. You know, we took it to the butchers. We donated 75 to 90% of the meat to the charity out there for the Indians, and we took back a little bit for us.
Well,
see how it turns out.
Yeah, I've already had buffalo burgers. We had buffalo tacos last night, so it's good. Well, again, a buffalo hunt in Wyoming, free-ranging buffalo, was a great time. For ABC 12 News, I'm Tom Wright from Williams Gun Sight Company, back again next week.